Hi, this is Mikayla Emmert, and today I'm going to be talking about The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. So, this is the work of art. It was created first in 1931, was first shown at the Julian Levi Gallery in New York in 1932, and then the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, New York, United States acquired it from an anonymous donor in 1934, and it has been there since. Because this is a pretty unique but well-known piece of art, we're going to be talking about the many elements. We're going to be flipping actually back and forth between the two slides so that we can talk about it all. So the oil on canvas is the mode and media of the work of art. Dali uses most of the elements of design, mainly there's five there, so mainly these five. So the color uses mainly warm tones and contrasting blues. There's some white in there as well, but mainly just oranges, reds, and yellows. And it just creates distinction between the clocks, the sky, things of the nature. Line and form kind of go together because of the fluid motion of the lines creates really fluid organic shape. And so these forms are created. And then the lines also have a consistent thickness. Nothing too crazy, just something to kind of show you where it's at. Not super defined, which is also really interesting. The light source is almost directly on top of the objects. There's a slight drop shadow on majority of the clocks and things in the background. And you can see on the mountainside in the background, there's a little bit of light difference because of the shadows, but not much. And then the space and depth you can see between the mountain range in the background and then the block that's on the left in the foreground. You can see the depth and space between the two. So then there's the clocks, the mountain range, the sunset, and then the deformed face here in the middle. It's an interesting shape, and I'm not quite sure what it's there for, but it's definitely up for interpretation. I think that's something that's really interesting about this piece is that everything is really up to your own interpretation. I mean, even there's ants and bugs on the clocks on the left that may be there for a certain reason, but we don't know because it's not specified. The Surrealist movement and the paranoiac critical method, I'm pretty sure I said that incorrectly, but that's all right. So the Surrealist movement, here's a quote here, an analyzation of the unconscious to help unlock the power of the imagination. So that is one definition. This movement was founded by poet André Breton in Paris in 1924. So that was before the persistence of memory was created. It proposed the Enlightenment period, which was from the 17th to the 18th century, had suppressed the superior qualities of the irrational conscious mind. And so the goal of this movement was to liberate thought, language, and human experience from rationalism, which was considered oppressive at the time. And then Dali created the paranoiac critical method in the early 1930s. One definition is that it's the deconstruction of the psychological concept of identity such that subjectivity becomes the primary aspect of the artwork. Its delirium of interpretation is also another definition. We can compare it to looking at like stucco on a wall or clouds in the sky and perceiving different shapes and forms in that. And so Dali kind of took that idea and put it into his artwork. So here's a few quotes. One is from Max Ernst. Creativity is that marvelous capacity to grasp mutually distinct realities and draw a spark from their juxtaposition. So kind of drew on that idea of subconscious thought. On the right, Salvador Dali said, I have Dalinian thought. The one thing the world will never have enough of is the outrageous. So that just kind of showed a little bit of his thought process in that. And then on the bottom left, there's only one difference between a madman and me. The madman thinks he is sane. I know I am mad. So with all of this, we can see his crazy thought process really made this amazing work of art. So where is it now? It's found at the Museum of Modern Art, as I recently specified, in New York City, New York, USA. Surprisingly, it's very small. It's 9 inches by 1 foot and 1 inch wide. And it is an extremely successful and well-known work of art. And that's why we're doing our project over it. So thank you so much. These are my works cited. Hope you enjoyed my presentation.